Hi everyone, welcome back to Pets and Paws channel. In today's video we are going to talk about top 20 cat breeds and their origin. But before we start, please make sure that you are subscribed and let's jump right into the video. Number 20 is Sphynx cat. These hairless cats were discovered in 1966 when a genetic mutation produced a hairless kitten in a litter of domestic short-hair cats in Ontario, Canada. There have been hairless cats known throughout history. In fact, the Aztecs were said to keep them, and the hairless gene wherever it occurs has always appealed to some humans as an attractive feature to selectively breed for in pet animals. Most of the modern Sphynx cats today are descended from 2 kittens found in Minnesota in 1975, and 3 kittens found in Toronto in 1978. Although often described as suitable for allergy sufferers, this is only true of the most hairless examples, and only true if the sufferer is allergic to hair, rather than cat saliva or dander. The Sphynx is an energetic, highly intelligent, curious and affectionate cat, described by many as being almost dog-like in their friendliness to both family and strangers. They are extremely outgoing, crave attention and will want to be involved in everything you do, to the point of potentially being irritating and in the way be prepared to be supervised and assisted in all matters around the home, from paperwork, cooking to taking a bath. The Sphynx is also unusual in that they are extremely gregarious and will enjoy the company of other animals, particularly other Sphynx cats. But note that this doesn't mean they will entertain themselves, it means you will have several Sphynx cats supervising and assisting you at all times. Number 19 is Siamese cat. One of the first distinctly recognized breeds of Asian cat, the Siamese originates from Thailand, then called Siam, and in the 19th century, was one of the most popular breeds across both Europe and North America. In 1884, the British Consul General in Bangkok brought a pair of cats, Pha and Mia, back to Britain as a gift for his sister Lillian Gould, who went on to co-found the Siamese Cat Club in 1901. Recognized for their distinctive markings, the term Siamese is now used to refer to a variety of cats of the same color pattern. The Siamese cat is known as the pointed pattern, and is caused by a mutation in the enzyme involved in melanin production. The mutated enzyme is heat sensitive in that it doesn't work at normal body temperatures but becomes active at the lower temperatures on the extremities of the body. This means the fur on those cooler areas is much darker than the fur on the warmer parts. Siamese kittens are born pure white or cream, and as the fur grows and is affected by the enzyme, the colored points develop. Incredibly intelligent, affectionate and opinionated, they are considered the extroverts of the feline world. Inclined to bond strongly to one person, and often very vocal with a loud, low-pitched voice, known as a measer. The Siamese is very much a Marmite type of cat, appealing to a very specific sort of person. Due to their rather dependent nature and attachment to their person, Siamese often suffer from separation anxiety and may be better in pairs, or better still, in homes where someone is around most of the time. Number 18 is Scottish Fold cat. The Scottish Fold is named for the unique folded ears, a natural mutation which was first spotted in Scotland in the 1960s. While some breeders loved the appearance, numerous veterinary surgeons and British cat show judges determined it to be an undesirable deformity, which would prevent the cat from cleaning its own ears and is associated with cartilage problems. When folded-eared cats were bred to one another, deformities of the spine, hind legs and tail appeared. Therefore the governing council of the cat fancy decided against allowing the registration of the Scottish Fold. The Cat Fanciers Association in the US does recognize and register the Scottish Fold. Scottish Fold litters will have both normal and folded-eared kittens, and it is impossible to tell which will be which until around 4 weeks of age, and not guaranteed until around 12 weeks of age. Only folded-eared examples can be shown, which makes them very popular. However, the normal-eared variety are vital to breeding programs as folds must be bred to normal ears to avoid health problems as much as possible. The Scottish Fold's ancestry lies with farm cats, and as you may imagine, a Scottish farm cat needed to be a rugged and hardy animal. Although the show example has come a long way since those days, this is still a robust, tough-natured cat. They are easily adaptable to most situations, not worried about loud or busy homes but equally at home in a quiet, single-person's abode. They are said to have a sweet disposition and a tiny voice which is used very rarely. Number 17 is Savannah cat. Developed in the 1980s by crossing serval cats, a wild African cat with large ears and striking markings, with domestic cats. The Savannah cat is only recognized by the International Cat Association, and the permitted domestic breeds for crossbreeding with servals are the Egyptian Mau, the Akka cat, the Oriental Shorthair, and the domestic Shorthair. Some breeders have been known to use Bengals for stronger spotting, and Maine Coon for a longer coat. The size and appearance of even the first cross can be variable. In subsequent generations, size tends to drop and markings become even more variable. The first crosses are bred again to one another, and the second generation can then be considered a domestic cat. The Savannah cat is a hybrid of wild cat and domestic cat, and therefore can have a very variable personality. Expect chaos and mayhem, be pleasantly surprised if that is not what you receive. Savannah cats can be very large and are likely to be very athletic, and keen on hunting, chasing and killing games. They are unlikely to be an unobtrusive lap cat, and although beautiful to look at, they are anything but decorative. Find out more about cat hunting behavior and how should owners manage it with our quick guide. Number 16 is Ragdoll cat. The Ragdoll is effectively a man-made breed, created in the early 1960s by Ann Baker, a cat breeder in California. Ann used an Angora-type cat, a seal-mitted male and a solid black cat to produce her foundation Ragdolls. It wasn't until 1981 that Ragdolls were imported to United Kingdom by two separate breeders. The goal in creating the Ragdoll was to produce a glamorous cat with a very laid-back, relaxed nature, ideal as a family companion. It is safe to say that goal was achieved. The Ragdoll is renowned for their super-chilled attitude to life. The Ragdoll is described as astonishingly equable, and this is a thoroughly agreeable, relaxed, affectionate cat to share a home with. Rarely do owners have just one Ragdoll, however. Their beautiful appearance and gentle, languid nature is irresistible. Ragdolls are curious, and quite inclined to assist in your day-to-day activities, but would prefer to sit on your book or paperwork, or watch from a sunny spot whilst you garden, rather than anything too strenuous. Number 15 is Persian cat. As one of the oldest cat breeds, Persian cats can be traced all the way back to the 1600s. While there are question marks about where they came from, they're believed to have originated in Mesopotamia, later called Persia, hence the name, which is now modern-day Iran. It's said that they were smuggled out of Persia by European explorers in the 17th century. Sweet and gentle, the Persian appreciates a peaceful home where they can feel relaxed and secure. They are a quiet cat, with a pleasant and melodious voice rather than a mawkish or yowling cry. Their large eyes make them expressive, able to convey their bafflement at our human stupidity with a tilt of the head and a knowing stare, or their happiness with a beam of pleasure and a rumbling purr. They are not inclined to climb and jump, but are rather decorative cats, enjoying sunny spots and draping themselves artfully across furniture. Number 14 is Norwegian Forest cat. Believed to originate in Scandinavia and referred to as the skog cat in its homelands, the Norwegian forest cat is mentioned in Viking legend and mythology. Their wild and rugged appearance, with a sturdy build and thick, weatherproof coat, means these cats would easily have coped with the Scandinavian climate, and with traveling as ship cats. At risk of dying out in the early 20th century, breeders worked hard to save them, putting in place a special breeding program in the 1970s to protect the breed. They received royal recognition from King Olaf, who designated them the official cat of Norway. Gentle and friendly, but not constantly demanding of attention, a Norwegian forest cat is happy to entertain themselves if no one is home, and equally satisfied with curling up beside their people when they are there. The Norwegian forest cat temperament can be somewhat reserved when it comes to visitors, and are not particularly lap cats, often because they can be prone to overheating, but will enjoy affection and physical contact from their people. Number 13 is Maine Coon cat. The Maine Coon is one of the oldest breeds native to America, originating in, you guessed it, Maine. While many tales abound about the breed's origin, the exact origin is actually unknown. However, the most accepted and plausible origin story is that the Maine Coon is a result of breeding between short-haired domestic cats and long-haired cats that were possibly brought to America by European sailors in the 1700s. They evolved to withstand Maine's rugged terrain and harsh winters, developing into the native Maine Coon. Genetic testing has shown that Maine Coons are descendants of Norwegian Forest cats, and many believe that they possibly came to America via the Vikings. Experts consider the Maine Coon the only long-haired domestic cat breed that is native to the United States. Maine Coons are highly sociable, perhaps sometimes to a fault since they won't really allow you much privacy. However, these friendly cats want to be with you every second, and sometimes, the only way to get some alone time when you're home is to lock yourself in a room. Seriously, though, these cats thrive on attention and companionship. They also love to play and will likely maintain a kitten-like playfulness well into their golden years. Affectionate and loving, these cats make incredible companions, and their patient and gentle natures also make them ideal pets for families with children. Number 12 is Himalayan cat. The idea of creating a Persian cat with the pointed pattern of the Siamese had long been desired by breeders. Working toward this goal, Persian cats with colored points, called Himalayans, were produced in the United States in the early 1930s thanks to the efforts of Margarita Gorforth, Virginia Cobb, and Dr. Clyde Keeler. In 1935, after British breeders had visited the United States to see the Himalayan, a breeding program to produce these cats also began in England. The breeding program had to be stopped during World War II but was reinstated afterwards. In the mid-1950s, the Himalayan was accepted for recognition. The first United States champion was Goforth's La Chiquita, who gained this title with the American Cat Fanciers Association. By the 1960s, every United States registry had accepted the Himalayan for recognition in the show ring. The Himalayan is a placid cat that exhibits bursts of kitten-like activity. She will be sleeping in the sun when she suddenly explodes, running around the room and rolling around. The Himalayan will stretch out next to you, sleep in your bed and even sit on your lap when she is in the mood. She doesn't mind changes in routine and is generally friendly with anyone and everyone. Number 11 is exotic shorthair cat. The exotic shorthair is in most ways simply a more moderately coated version of the long-haired, flat-faced Persian cat. The significant difference is the coat, which is much shorter, and this was selectively bred for since the 1960s by crossing the long-haired Persian cat with the stocky, round-faced British shorthair cat. The exotic shorthair is a little more active and playful than their long-coated Persian cousins, but this is still a much more relaxed and sedentary cat than the average puss, or the leaner-built more athletic cat breeds. Friendly and loving to those they know well but inclined to be a little standoffish and selective with strangers, the exotic shorthair will enjoy a peaceful home, and doesn't mind spending time on their own on occasion. As long as meals are delivered regularly and affection is doled out when asked for, the exotic shorthair is not a busy, demanding or problem-solving cat. Number 10 is domestic longhair cat. The domestic longhair cat does not belong to any one breed and is not recognized by any cat breed organization. It is thought that the domestic long hair originated in Western Asia and from there traveled to Europe where it thrived. They were first documented in Italy by the year 1521. Peter Pallas, in the late 18th century, discovered the Pallas cat or manule, and thought that the domestic long hair was its descendant. The first modern long-haired purebreds are the Persian and Angora. Today the domestic long hair is the third most common type of cat in the United States. Since domestic longhairs have mixed ancestry, they don't have a predictable temperament as purebred cats do. However, many cat owners have noted that their domestic longhair cats are playful and curious, just like their predecessors that used to be mousers in Europe. Domestic longhairs' personalities usually land in between aloof and needy. They're independent, so they can be left home alone without feeling much separation anxiety. However, they also form strong bonds with their families and can be very sweet companions. Number 9 is Devon Rex cat. The Devon Rex first appeared in 1960 as a curly-coated kitten in a litter of strays in Devon. This kitten was kept and named Curly, and his owner, aware of the Cornish Rex and the work going on to preserve that gene, offered Curly as a stud to contribute to that project. However, it turned out that the gene causing Curly's curled coat was not the same gene that caused the Cornish Rex coat, and so work was undertaken to preserve the Devon Rex genes as a separate breed. All Devon Rex cats can trace their ancestry back to Curly, who sadly died in a car accident in 1970. The Devon Rex personality is incorrigible, curious, mischievous, and highly active. They want to be involved in whatever you are involved in, no matter how inappropriate that may be. They are hugely people-oriented, and will adore curling up on your lap, or around your shoulders, to quietly supervise you as you read or cook. They really don't care. Whilst not a particularly vocal cat, if they feel they are being ignored, they will chirp and chirrup away until you pay attention. This is not a cat to leave unsupervised for long, as they climb well and can be destructive if bored or lonely. Number 8 is British Shorthair cat. Likely to be the first selectively bred cat breed, despite its name, the British Shorthair traces its roots back to Rome, and the cats brought here with the Romans, as mousers, ratters, and probably sneaky stowaways. Cats brought by Roman invaders would have had to be tough, clever, weatherproof, and hardy, to survive the journey and to breed with the native wildcats. Once on British soil, they made themselves at home and eventually began to be selectively bred for their rounded and appealing appearance and affectionate nature. First recorded as the British Shorthair in 1870, the breed has been popular ever since. Affectionate, playful, and loyal, the British Shorthair is a very companionable cat with family and close friends, although like many cats they may take a little time to warm up to strangers. A relatively quiet cat and surprisingly gregarious, the British Shorthair gets on well in multi-cat households and will befriend other household pets too, particularly cat-friendly dogs. Number 7 is Bombay cat. The Bombay was created in Louisville, Kentucky by a breeder who wanted to produce a parlor panther, in other words, a jet black cat with stunning copper eyes and a lithe, muscular build. There is little doubt that Bombay very much fits this brief. Miss Horner began her efforts in 1953 by breeding a black American Shorthair with a particularly strong eye color to a sable Burmese female. Through a long process of selective breeding, outcrossing and strict control over the line, she was able to consistently produce a striking black cat unlike any other. Like a monkey, cat, and dog all rolled into one, the Bombay is a very personable, if mischievous breed, inclined to invent new ways to entertain themselves if given the opportunity. They are outgoing, intelligent, and friendly, and will get along well with family, other pets, and friends. Number 6 is Birman cat. The Birman's origins are hazy. Legend has it that the Birman's attractive blue eyes were a reward for a temple cat's love and devotion to his priest from a blue-eyed goddess. The same goddess also turned the Birman's coat golden, but left the paws white as a symbol of purity. We do know that the Birman was first recognized in France in 1925, and in England by the Governing Council of Cat Fanciers in 1966. Due to their long history of selective breeding to fulfill a companion cat role, the Birman is an exceptionally friendly, laid-back and relaxed pet. Birmans love to be with people, love to play and don't have a strong hunting instinct. They are fairly gregarious and will get along well with other cats and dogs if socialized well and introduced sensibly. Whilst not naturally a loud or noisy cat, the Birman can be quietly chatty. Number 5 is Bengal cat. The Bengal is a relatively modern cat, developed in the 1990s in the USA by crossing the Asian leopard cat, a small, strikingly marked wild cat from Southwest Asia, with the domestic tabby cats and other short-haired breeds such as the Abyssinian, Burmese, and Egyptian Mau. The original objective was to produce a pet cat with a sweet nature and resembling miniature leopard, as an alternative to dissuade people from keeping wild cats as pets. Bengals make fabulous pets for experienced cat owners who love an active, curious and dog-like cat. No matter their appeal, if you are after a cat who lies around looking decorative and stays out of the way, Bengal is not for you. They are into everything, highly amused by simple things such as a dripping tap or flowing water. Although not typically a noisy cat, the Bengal is capable of a loud and strident cry when things are not going their way or they feel they are lacking attention. Number 4 is Balinese cat. The Balinese owes its existence to the random occurrence of long-haired kittens appearing in litters of Siamese cats. They were first spotted in the 1940s and American breeders decided to separate these kittens and breed them together to see if they could reliably produce long-haired kittens with the same Siamese appearance. No other cat breed has been involved in the ancestry of the Balinese, and they were first imported to United Kingdom in 1973. It should be noted that like the Siamese, the Balinese has two versions, the old style and the modern, which have very different head and body shapes but are considered the same breed. Playful and inquisitive, the Balinese is a clever, demanding cat who will thrive on attention, fun and games but who may become loud and destructive without this. Number 3 is American Shorthair cat. It is believed that the ancestors of the American Shorthair came over on the Mayflower, and that they may have made the trip even earlier than that. Once in America, these cats began to multiply, over time developing the traits that distinguish them as a unique breed. Due to their prized personalities, American Shorthairs were selectively bred in an effort to maintain and propagate their many likable qualities. Many of their physical traits can be traced to their early days in the country, including a dense coat that was ideal for withstanding cold winters while working and hunting outdoors, a moderately large size, and a muscular body. The name American Shorthair was given to the breed in 1966 to distinguish them from the domestic Shorthair, which is randomly bred and does not carry such specific traits. Today, American Shorthairs are one of the most popular pedigreed cat breeds, according to the Cat Fanciers Association. These cats are known for their easygoing, amiable personalities. Their round faces give them a sweet look that correctly conveys their temperaments. However, don't think that these are dull cats that laze around all day long. As descendants of hardworking mousers, American Shorthairs are still playful and curious felines that like to explore or bat around a crinkle ball or catnip mouse. Number 2 is American Bobtail cat. The American Bobtail developed through natural selection for decades before a formal breeding program launched in the late 1960s. Detailed information about the American Bobtail's earliest years is lacking. But breeders initially used cats with naturally occurring bobbed tails as the breed's foundation stock. Many people believe a cat named Yoda is the patriarch of the American Bobtail. A couple traveling through Arizona found Yoda, a tabby cat with a short tail, on a Native American reservation. They decided to keep him and brought him home to Iowa. Yoda and the couple's female cat mated, producing a litter of short-tailed kittens. Those kittens were crossed with a long-haired colorpoint cat, creating the first true American Bobtails. Today, both the Cat Fanciers Association and the International Cat Association recognize the American Bobtail. American Bobtails are friendly, engaging cats that form tight bonds with their humans. They typically get along with kids and dogs and are eager to greet visitors. Affectionate and devoted, Bobtails like to be near their people but aren't overly demanding of attention. They're also generally quiet, communicating mostly through soft trills or chirps. Both athletic and playful, the Bobtail is always up for some fun. Their favorite activities often include games of fetch, hide and seek, and strolling through the neighborhood on a leash. They also enjoy showing off their innate hunting skills by stalking, pouncing, or capturing a fly in midair. And finally, number 1 is Abyssinian cat. Although named after the country now known as Egypt, and apparently one of the oldest known breeds, the Abyssinian did not originate from Egypt at all. Studies by geneticists show that the most likely origins for this breed are the coast of the Indian Ocean and parts of Southeast Asia. They gained the name due to the first of these cats imported to United Kingdom being brought from Egypt, and they do closely resemble cats depicted in ancient Egyptian paintings and sculptures. They were first shown in 1871 at Crystal Palace, and it seems that they were brought back to the United Kingdom following the departure of British troops from Abyssinia in 1868. Whilst not a lap cat, as this is not a feline to curl up and relax much, the Abyssinian is a very friendly, curious and inquisitive cat, who will delight in helping or supervising any activity you happen to be involved in. Owners will need to actively enjoy and be amused by a cat who wishes to get involved in household tasks, and be ready to play lengthy games to keep this cat happy and satisfied with life. Described as intensely loyal and playful, this is a cat who will require owners who are at home a lot of the time. You do not want an Abyssinian to amuse themselves without supervision. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know if it was interesting for you. See you in the next videos.